Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Erin Spain, and today I'm teaming up with my friends over at Kreg to share a tutorial for this DIY bar cart. You can find the build plans over on Kreg's website, which I will link for you in the description box below. Big thank you to Kreg for sponsoring today's video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel and click the bell, and let's get started. You can find a project supply list in the description box below, and you can find a complete written cut list over on the Kreg website, which I've linked to in the description box below. I cut my wood to the following dimensions: 2 3/4 inch thick project panels cut to 15 3/4 of an inch wide by 24 inches long, 4 1x4 boards cut to 15 3/4 of an inch long, 4 1x4 boards cut to 25.5 inches long. Those pieces will all make up the 2 shelves, and then 4 2x2 boards cut to 30 inches long and 2 2x2 boards cut to 15.5 inches long. Those will form the legs, and then 2 1-inch thick dowel rods cut to 15 3/4 of an inch long for the handles. Next, I sanded everything smooth with my random orbit sander. I'm assembling everything using pocket hole joinery, and for this project I used my Kreg Jig 520 Pro, which I love. This is actually the first time I've used it, and it's extremely portable and easy to adjust, so it might be my new favorite. I adjusted the jig and the collar on the drill bit that it came with according to the thickness of the wood that I was working with, which in this case is 3/4 of an inch thick. I drilled pocket holes as follows: 3 pocket holes on each of the 4 sides of your project panels. I actually ended up only doing 2 on the shorter ends, but you can do 2 or 3. And then 2 pocket holes at each end of your 15 3/4 of an inch long 1x4 boards. For those of you who are beginners or who aren't familiar with pocket hole joinery, it's a great way to join wood if you are a beginner, and it also prevents you from seeing the screws from the outside of your project. Next, I swapped out the drill bit with the driver bit that came with the Kreg Jig, and I assembled the shelves using 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws. I drilled from the bottom of each shelf and then flipped it over and attached the sides to each other for added reinforcement. Next, I readjusted my Kreg Jig and the collar on my drill bit to accommodate my 2x2 boards. And keep in mind we're using actual dimensions and not nominal dimensions, so the actual thickness is 1.5 inches. Then I drilled 2 pocket holes at each end of my 15.5 inch long 2x2 boards. I attached the shorter 2x2 board to the 2 longer pieces using 2.5 inch pocket hole screws, and then repeated the process for the second set of legs. To attach the legs to the shelves, I placed everything on its side and lined up the top of the legs with the top of my first shelf, and attached it using 1 1/4 inch wood screws, drilling from the inside of my shelf. I measured about 10 inches from the bottom of the legs and positioned my bottom shelf there and attached it the same way. Then I flipped everything over and attached the other side using the same exact process. I used a countersinking drill bit for this, but that's totally optional. After the legs were attached, I stained my bar cart using early American stain, and I also stained the dowel rods separately, and then I applied a polyacrylic top coat, but of course you can customize your bar cart however you choose. When my stain had dried, I laid the bar cart on its side and attached small casters using 1/2 inch long screws. Then I attached curtain rod brackets, 2 on each side, lining them up with the ends of my 15 3/4 inch long 1x4 side piece using 1/2 inch screws. Then I slid my dowel rod in, leaving a couple of inches on either side. That's it. Be sure to head over to the Kreg site for the full build plans and for more information on all of their products. And now for the outtakes. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Oh my gosh. Well, the longer you pester me, the longer it'll take. Shoot. Gosh, dang it. Why am I out of breath? I literally just walked to the garage and back. Okay. I'll be done in like 5 minutes. Whew. All right. Let me check something really quick.
But how many minutes?
Not exactly. I'm guessing like 5. I will link for you in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching. You can find me online at ErinSpain.com and on social media at ErinSpainBlog. In the meantime, please check out some of my other videos. Thanks!